I wanna feel it. I need your love.
To start, I was wondering if you could just tell us a little bit about yourself.
About myself. Well, I am what I refer to as a visual artist. I originally started doing photography 3 years ago. And then my need for always wanting to be different has created this whole new world. I now make big murals and tons of other stuff using design as well. I don't know what else to say about myself. My career is pretty much my life, so that wraps up who is me.
Could you tell us a little bit about what were your early life influences that drew you towards visual arts?
My father was a big influence on me when it came to visual arts. So when we were younger, we have the old like cheesy VHS videos of us doing stop motion with Play-Doh. I think I was like 6 years old. So always doing like creative different stuff. And he was a drawer, so I used to draw with him. And I think that's where it came from. From the get-go, like my parents were very young parents, so I kind of had to grow up pretty fast. So, you know, hustling was kind of a thing I've been doing since a young age. And that's, I think, a large part of this industry is just working your ass off. So I knew that from having a paper job at the age of 12 to having 3 jobs at the age of 22 and now working every single hour of the day at this job. I was not living an unhappy life by any means, but I didn't love working 9 to 5 and then waiting for that moment at 5 o'clock on Friday. It was definitely, you know, I just felt like there was so much more that I could be doing. And I started to develop an interest in photography. I got the courage to ask someone if I could shoot them, which is the most terrifying thing the first time, to pick up a camera or a video camera and ask someone, because you're worried that you're going to let the other person down, you're going to waste their time. And this girl was great, and I shot her and it wasn't terrible. And then I shot a couple more people and that wasn't terrible either. And then I was like, you know, I can do this. About 3 or 4 months into it, I was at work. I was working in advertising at the time. And my boss, he wasn't the nicest of men. And it was just a bad day. And it was all of a sudden I was sitting there and I realized, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do photography full time. That's it. And I knew based on my childhood growing up that if I just quit, my survival instincts would kick in and I would figure out a way to make money and make it work. And then I went to my desk and I printed off my resignation and pulled them into a boardroom, and I quit that day, and that was it.
What happened after you left the office?
It was probably the greatest feeling in my life. I had finally took control of what I wanted to do, and like it felt good to slide the paper across the table and tell him what I was going to do, even though he kind of scoffed at me, especially now, because I'm very proud of where I've come to in life. The next year and a half, you know, I ate Mr. Noodles like it was my job because I was so broke. But, you know, I learned to survive, and I worked so hard to make sure that I would hopefully make it one day.
It sounds like you build a relationship first, and that's one of the things that's really valuable as far as what comes to be.
Yeah, especially shooting with women in light of everything that's happened in the industry as well. Being a woman also, you know, there's a lot of women that reach out to me asking to shoot with them because they feel a level of comfort and trust and safety. You know, as I'm working with more and more women and we build relationships and a community, it's, you know, empowering to lift each other up. You know, I'm not just lifting them up. They're doing me a favor by working with me and trusting me by putting, you know, their images in my hands. So when a woman wants to get something done, you know, she gets it done.
There's no going back.